Some of the foods destroying your fat loss progress are the same foods health influencers are asking you to eat every day. Acai bowls, smoothies, granola, nuts, vegan snacks. When does it end? Some of these healthy meals have more calories than fast food. Today we're exposing the biggest plant-based calorie traps and what to eat instead. Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Ads. I'm Joey Troxel. First, I'd like to thank the financial supporters that help the show, Patreon and PayPal. Without them, we wouldn't have a show. I'm a teacher. If you thought, how can I help? How can I be part of the team? That's how you can help. You become my financial supporter. There's a link below this video in the description on how you can get started and join the team. So one of the things I had to learn to go from being overweight to be in a much more better shape than I am now is that healthy doesn't necessarily mean low calories. So I had to learn that it came down to calories first, regardless of if something's healthy or not. Some of the foods that are out there promoted as healthy, and they are healthy, right? Some of these foods have great vitamins and minerals and all that. Some of them come with a very high calorie price. And when you're trying to lose body fat, calories are everything. I feel like I was lied to at times. I'm watching influencers eat whole foods and I'm eating whole foods and they're losing weight and I'm gaining weight. Like, I don't understand what happened to it. Why is it working for them and not for me? I just feel like I was sold a lie. Or I'm watching a day in the life of some other muscular influencer and they're eating like all this fruit and all that. And I'm like, oh, this food has a healthy halo. Look at them. They're eating it. They may not be pushing it, but just they're showing what they're doing it. I'm going to do that. It's healthy. And you're walking through the grocery store and you're looking at stuff that marketing is convincing you that this is a healthy food, right? It's loaded with protein, it's loaded with vitamins, it's loaded with minerals, and loaded with calories. And that part's never sold to us, right? It's just like, hey, marketing's showing the good part, but don't look at the label. And I feel like I'm one of those people who's eating these things and I'm thinking, wow, I'm being really disciplined. I'm eating so healthy. And then the scale is like, sorry, buddy, not so much. I'm the living example of the fact that you can gain weight very fast eating very clean. So today I'm going to go over some of the top calorie food traps with healthy food. Here we go. Number one, and Tim loves this stuff, and he'd buy it at Costco, and I would have this stuff when we're walking around New York City. Acai bowls. Holy smoke. Acai bowls, 700 to 1200 calories, loaded with granola, nut butters, coconut, agave, honey. Some acai bowls have more calories than a burger and fries. Here are some better substitutions. Have a protein smoothie bowl. Have some berries with protein powder mixed in. Lower calorie toppings. That would be a much more satiating meal. It would have lower calories. The macros would be better. Acai bowls, not always a great option. By the time you load all that stuff on them, you're way over your calories for the meal and probably for the day. That's what happened to me for sure. Number two, granola. Who doesn't love a good granola? Often it's filled with oils and sugars and oats that are really high in calories. The serving size just doesn't make any sense. Who eats like 2 tablespoons of granola? Like, I go through a whole bowl of it. It's delicious. Smoothies. Now, you hear me drink smoothies all the time, but that word is interchangeable, and it shouldn't be, with protein shakes. Smoothies are just fruit blended up. It's not a protein drink. Protein smoothies or protein drinks have protein powder in them or protein-based ingredients. I remember when I was doing whole food plant-based for years, I would stuff like 4 or 5 bananas into a smoothie to start my smoothie and then put in the strawberries and all that. 5 bananas is like 700 calories just in the bananas without all the other stuff. My smoothie would wind up being like 1200 calories, and that's how I'd start my day. Of course I wasn't losing any weight. You can't lose weight like that. It's absurd. Was I eating healthy foods, fruits, and all that? I was. It was amazing. I felt great. But was I going to lose weight on it? Absolutely not. One of the problems with smoothies is you can drink your entire day's calories in 10 minutes. I start drinking a smoothie, I'm done like in a few minutes. Like, I just drink it right down. That's a problem. Because first of all, you should never get that many calories from liquid, right? It doesn't satiate you. It just destroys your progress for the day. And then second, like, that's so many calories from one meal. I personally, my calories are about 1,400. I wouldn't be able to eat anything else that day. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. But I did it all the time because I didn't know, because that was a healthy food. And again, it was healthy. It just was loaded with calories. So what's a good substitution? Protein smoothies. Load those things with ice, put in your protein powder, put in half a banana. 50 grams is usually what I use. That's about 50 to 75 calories. Put in some, some higher protein options in there. Put in a low calorie milk. I use the Touch of Almond, cashew milk. It's 25 calories for the entire cup. You got to make smart substitutions. You can still have your protein smoothie, right? You can still have your smoothie. You just got to make sure you make it smartly. It can't be loaded with calories. Keep it from 300 to 400 calories and you're good to go. Number 4, nuts and nut butters. Holy smoke. There's nothing more calorie dense than nut butters. And the serving size is a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. I mean, who's eating that, right? That's absurd. Hundreds of calories in a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of nut butters. That's insane. You haven't even used the bread yet. You haven't even put the jelly on, like you haven't laid the banana on. Maybe that's just me. Like there's so much other stuff that's going on top of that. You've already lost the game just by putting the nut butter on your bread. When I was eating Whole Foods, I would often sit there with a natural peanut butter with a spoonful and just eat it out of the jar while I was deciding what to make. That's like 400 to 600 calories just in tablespoons of peanut butter alone. I haven't even eaten my meal yet. That's insane. I had no idea that I was eating that many calories. I actually didn't have any calories left for a meal after I did that, and I was starving. The bottom line with nut butters is that a lot of them are fattening, and healthy fats is still fat. You really got to be careful of that. What's a good substitute? Use a peanut butter powder. It's so much less calories. You get 2 tablespoons for like 70 calories, or like 35 calories per tablespoon. That's an amazing substitution. I have peanut butter, I have almond butter powder, I have cashew butter powder. Like, it's just powdered almonds, powdered cashews, powdered peanuts. It's amazing. Number 5, vegan junk food. I really think like everyone knows this is not good for you and it's calorie dense, but like Oreos are vegan, right? And 3 Oreos is like, I don't know, 260 calories or something. You know how long I got to walk on the treadmill to burn 260 calories? Like, I don't know, 3 miles on the treadmill. That's a long time. That's like, 25 minutes per mile. That's 75 minutes to burn those 3 Oreos. That's a lot of work. Oh my gosh. Vegan junk food is ultra processed, and because of that, it's loaded with salt and sugar, and those things come with calories. Avoid vegan junk food. Don't eat it. Good substitution, have something else. Don't eat vegan junk food. Number 6, my favorite, trail mix. Oh man, especially if I'm running through the airport and I need a snack. Now, at the airport, your choices are limited, so this is probably a good option for you anyway. But those little bags of trail mix that are like 200 calories and the bag is this big, oh my gosh, loaded with calories and not satiating. The calories in trail mix come from nuts and dried fruits and chocolate. They're all calorie dense. Trail mix is a survival food, which is why it's at the airport. It is not a fat loss food. Is it healthy? Sure, everything in there is probably healthy except for the chocolate. Don't judge. But definitely not a food to lose weight on. All right, one of my favorites, number 7, avocado toast. I love a good avocado toast. Who doesn't, right? Well, by the time you put the bread and the avocado and the oil they use on it, you can easily hit 500 to 700 calories very quickly. And that's without a side. And I mean, you gotta have a side with the avocado toast. So laden with calories. It's a healthy option for sure. Not a good option if you're trying to lose fat or if you're trying to lose weight. A lot of this comes down to what's called the halo effect. When foods are labeled organic, vegan, gluten-free, raw, natural, or plant-based, people unconsciously eat more because they believe it's healthy. Like, you just think, oh, okay, I can have this is great, and then you don't, put a limit on yourself. That's what I did all the time when I was eating whole food plant-based. My diet was healthy. My diet was organic. I used to have this joke. I was tell people, I'm the healthiest fat guy you've ever met. And I was, but I was still overweight and I felt horrible. You really have to learn to make substitutions. You can take 600 calories of peanut butter right here versus 600 calories of potato. Notice how much potato you're getting versus the peanut butter. Which one do you think is going to fill you up? They're both 600 calories, right? One's going to have you hungry in an hour, and the other one's going to have you stuffed for pretty much half the day. You really have to look at the calories you're getting for these 2 healthy foods next to each other. Again, healthy doesn't mean low calories. They're both good options, but only one of them is going to fit into your macros if you're counting calories and trying to stay, within a calorie range. Because without a calorie deficit, you cannot lose weight and you can't lose body fat. I mean, it's just a requirement. Now again, are all these foods healthy? Other than the vegan junk food, they are. They have many benefits, and you should eat them. You just have to be aware that you should have small portions of them, or you should fit portions of them into your daily macros for the day by using a calorie counter and a kitchen scale. So let me ask you this. What foods did you learn about that you thought were healthy, and that probably are healthy, that are loaded with calories? Which ones didn't I mention here? What foods are you overeating without realizing? What's the most overrated health food? And, what do you think? Do calories matter on a plant-based diet? You know my view. I've had many videos about this. But there's still people out there, they're like, I don't count calories. I just eat intuitively. Yeah, that works great if your maintenance is 3,000 calories a day. But when your maintenance is like 1,700 a day, that doesn't work at all. But do people do it? Sure, it works for them, which is why you're not the same as everyone else, especially if you're a shorty like me. And I know many of you out there who follow me are. So look, these foods aren't evil, right? They actually have benefits. They're healthy. They get all the acclaim they really should. But if you're struggling to lose weight on a plant-based diet like I did for so many years, calorie density matters. It is absolutely all about calorie density, calories in and out. Drop a comment below with the healthy food that shocked you the most. All right, that's our video for today. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, click on that bell. You get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. Leave a comment below. Again, let me know what your thoughts are. What are some foods that really shocked you? And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, I'm Joey Troxel. And today, I'm going to talk about how I went from being a short, fat guy to being much closer to my goal of looking physically fit. I'm doing this by not only monitoring my weight, but my muscle mass and my body fat too. Knowing when my plans are working and knowing when I need to change things up a bit. First, let's talk about the device I'm using to help me measure my progress correctly. I absolutely love the BodyPod by Hume. It's a smart scale device that, as you can guess, tracks your body weight, but it also gives you so much more information about your body composition with a medical grade accuracy of 98%, which up until now has been unavailable to the average person. I used to pay to get Staiku, DEXA, and other 3D scans, but that wasn't really sustainable, and I could only afford them maybe once or twice a year. With the BodyPod, all of this information is accessible to me every day for less than the price I used to pay for just one scan. One of the tools this scale uses to give you such accuracy is the handle. The handle allows it to get your measurements from both your upper body and lower body, compared to most other smart scales that just use your lower body readings to approximate your measurements. Hey, not all people are the same, and we store fat differently. So, if you want to be accurate, you'll want to measure correctly and measure both the upper and lower body. The BodyPod comes with a free app that shows you a breakdown of all your metrics, and it breaks it down into measurements for each individual body part. There is a paid upgrade available, but everything I'm showing you here is part of the free app, and that's what I use for myself. The app shows you subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, muscle mass, BMR, heart rate, and so much more. It's really detailed in the amount of information it presents. You can track your patterns and changes over time to see if the number on the scale going up means you've gained more muscle and burned off some fat, or if you are truly gaining fat and need to make a change in your diet. The many different charts track lots of metrics. While I pay attention to weight, I usually closely monitor body fat percentage and lean muscle mass to make sure the weight I'm losing is fat and not muscle. You can't tell this by using a standard type scale. It just gives you a number. What does that mean? Having the BodyPod is a good reassurance to know that you're on the right track with muscle gain and fat loss, regardless of what the actual number on a traditional scale would normally tell you. Plus, the BodyPod qualifies for payment with your FSA or HSA. You can choose the Flex option at the payment window. Since regular scales don't work with your body composition, they don't qualify. The BodyPod is linked in the description below this video, or you can check it out at myhumehealth.com. And use the code PlantBasedDads at checkout. They're running a 50% off sale currently as I'm filming this video. So if you've been thinking about getting a smart scale, now is the time to check it out. Plus, with my discount link or with my code PlantBasedDads at checkout, you get an extra 15% off on top of whatever special they're running at the time. Yeah, baby! The BodyPod has made all the difference in my journey, and now that information is accessible to you every single day.